Hey everyone, in this video, let's talk about how you can use Suno version 4. In order to do so, here we are at suno.com. And the first thing that is important to note is if you want to use version 4, then you are going to need a subscription. So if you're here on the home page, then you could see here where it says credits and upgrade. If you click on that, then you're going to see that you have your different plans that you can take advantage of. Most likely you're going to want to use the Pro plan. Unless you really want to use the Premier plan, you're more than welcome to do that. But you're going to need to go ahead and activate a subscription to at least the Pro plan in order to gain access to version 4. Once you have activated that and we click on the create option in the main menu, then from here we have a few things to take a look at when it comes to version 4. First off, when you generate a song using version 4, you're always going to see this green icon here that says V4. That's your indication that that has been generated using version 4. Bear in mind that sometimes the version can change without your doing so. I've had that happen to me a few times. Sometimes for whatever reason, it just will default back to the previous model. So you're going to want to make sure that you check right here. You see this this button here. If you click on that, then you can see here the different versions that we have access to. Sometimes it's going to go to 3.5. So just make sure that you click on that and it shows up here in green. So that's how we know that we have access to version 4. Then from there are a few things that we can take into consideration when it comes to version 4. First off, if you are using Suno to write lyrics, then you're going to see here this button that says full song. If you click on that, then here you have this next option that says classic lyrics model. If you click on that, then you're going to see now that we have two options here. We have the Remi Beta and we have the Classic. The Remi Beta is only available if you're using version 4. And essentially what the Remi Beta is it's a more creative model when it comes to the lyrics. So if you're finding that the Classic is just a bit too vanilla, a bit too generic, and you want to play around with it a bit, then go ahead and try out the Remi Beta. And if you're using version 4, then you should have access to that. Next thing to take a look at here is where it says persona. Persona is another option that is only available if you are using version 4. So if you have access to it, then you should see that here. And right now, no persona is selected. If we click on this, then you're going to see that we have our personas here that I've already created. And if you want to create a new persona, then you can click on create new persona. And then here it says based on select a song. So if you have a specific song that you like and you want to be able to replicate that sound again, then click on the drop down box here and you can either search for that song or you should be able to find it here in the list. If you don't, then you can just search for that. So the persona again is only available in version 4. So the next thing here that we can find as far as version 4 and how to take advantage of that is going to be found here in your library or your workspace. You can see all of the songs that we've created. And on the right-hand side, you're going to find these three little dots right here. So if you click on these three little dots, then you're going to see that we have some additional options here that we can explore. So first thing, under the create option, you're going to see that we have a variety of options here that we can take advantage of. So the first thing that we could take a look at here is where it says cover song. So cover song is, again, another thing. Basically, anything that says beta is only available in the version 4, is if you have that subscription. So here we can see that we have access to cover song. And we also have access to make persona, which is basically the same thing over here. And as far as cover song goes, so if you have a specific song and you want to do a different version of it, then you can click on cover song. And here we go. Now that's shown up over here. And you can see here up at the top, it says cover, and we have the song that we have selected. Then from there, you can go into the lyrics, you can go into the style of music, and you can change it up a little bit. So if you have a specific song, in this case, something that's kind of rock, EDM based, well, we want to switch that up a little bit. So here under style of music, we have a lot of helpful suggestions here at the bottom you can use if you want. You don't have to, but we'll just go ahead and select a couple of them here so that you could see for yourself exactly how this works. So we're going to click this one here, and we'll go ahead and select pop. We'll add some electro, why not? And then you can see now that every selection we make is going to be separated by a comma. So that's something that you want to take note of when you're entering in your details here in style of music, is make sure that you separate everything by a comma. And a lot of times what I like to do is I like to add some details here in the prompt to try to improve the quality. So I tend to enter in something like stereo, mixed, mastered, high quality, high fidelity, and there's a variety of other prompts you can use to try to improve the quality. How much that has a bearing on the final result, I would say that personally, I have noticed a difference. Now, that might be subjective, but doing some research, I looked into it, and it seems as though there is some consensus on adding certain details here to try to improve the quality as much as possible. At the very least, I would recommend that you put in stereo. That seems to me to be, you get some more interesting results as far as that goes. So there we have it. We have our style of music, and we've got that all set up, and we've got our cover song that's in there. So the next thing here that we want to take a look at, if we go back to our three little dots here, then we go to create. Here we have make persona. And then we have this option here that says get stems. Now, my understanding was that get stems is only available if you have version 4, if you have a subscription. But that doesn't specify here that that's the case. The only thing that really stands out here is the remaster that says version 4. So it's very possible that you can get the stems even if you don't have a subscription. I believe that is the case. But if you don't see the get stems option, then it's probably because you need to be subscribed in order to have that version 4. So the next thing here that's very important is the remaster option. And this is a great option to use. It's only available on version 4. And you can see here I have a few examples that say remastered. And basically what that is if you have a song that you like, but you don't like the results, you find the results don't sound good enough, then try remastering it. A lot of times remastering is going to clean it up quite a bit. Now, one thing to take note of when it comes to the remaster is sometimes it does change the sound significantly. I have found in certain instances that it changed the song enough to where I preferred the original version, the non-remastered version. So sometimes that's going to happen. And if that's the case, then really what you can do is you can try remastering it again and see if you get a better result. But the remaster there, sometimes it works, sometimes you get a good result from it. Other times it changes the song to the point to where it might not be desirable. So just keep that in mind. From there, the next thing we want to take note of is in the download option. So under download, if you're using the free version, then you're only going to have access to an MP3 audio download. You're not going to have access to the wave audio. That's something that's also only available if you have a subscription, which means that if you have a subscription, you have access to version 4. So you can download in wave format if you have that subscription. So that's pretty much all there is to it. That's all of the main details when it comes to version 4. There might be a couple of other little hidden details that we might find, but for the most part, those are all of the functions that are available in version 4. And of course, you need a subscription to take advantage of that. And that's all there is to it. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment and like and subscribe for more helpful tips.